What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are doing awesome. So, today we're gonna talk about Sidus NFT Heroes. Very, very promising game, and it has a lot of potential. However, there are just a few things that I think may be red flags. So, let's discuss them, okay? And before we get into all of that, just know that this is all speculation. Don't invest more than what you can lose. Assume that you will lose everything and you won't get rich quick, especially in a super high risk field such as NFT gaming. 99% of these games will fail, okay? And please do your own research. Don't trust random people like me off the internet with your financial well-being, okay? So let's get into it. So let's check out their website a little bit. So we go to their website. They have a very aesthetic trailer. A little laggy, but you guys can see it on YouTube, but you can already see that their artwork is super insane. And then we got different pages, a bunch of more amazing artwork. So you guys can check out the website for yourself. We got the Genesis Hero Collection, which comes with a lot of benefits. We got pets, so we'll go deep into the white paper a bit. We got email newsletter too. Very good signs. Marketplace, Academy, so those are all coming up. Staking, I think it's like up to 60% APY. Oh yeah, for 12 months. Got starter. Maybe there's like a starter pack for our Sidus, or maybe this is a tutorial or something. Then we got the demo too, which you guys can try for yourself later. Then we have the different teams where you can look at their experience, which will go deeper into the white paper and analysis later. Got documents, white paper, roadmap, in-game economy. So we're gonna start out with the white paper. So you can see we got the demo right here. It's kind of clanky, a little funky, but the artwork overall solid, especially for being a browser game. Then with this one, you can activate it. Then you can play the demo where you recruit this guy and you battle 2-on-2 with the other players. So you can try it for yourself. I personally tried it and it's a little robotic-y and it's not that good, to be honest. So we're gonna have to wait until beta gameplay to see how good the game actually is. So let's get into the white paper. Right, let me skip to an important slide. So usually in these videos I like go through in depth on the white paper and everything, but this is just so in depth. There's like probably like 60-70 pages in total, but this just shows how very detailed this team is. We got arena, all different kind of NFTs you can get, like pets, battleships. We got tokenomics. We'll go into that later. Then look at this. We got, this is just for the arena. We got the economy loop. Then I think there's like professions later. Oh yeah, all of these ships with all these functions, and this is all gonna be in a browser game, which would be pretty crazy. But we'll have to see how they execute that. We got all these resources. We even got like cooking, laboratory, genetics, just like stone making, stone gathering, labor scheme. So maybe this is how they incorporate their guild system, right? Where they have the lower members gather resources and then they bring it to the professions and then they bring it to the higher ups to create more weapons, and then the higher ups explore other planets to conquer them, and then they distribute the rewards accordingly to the guilds or something. Then we got all these professions too. You can zoom in on them. So just like there's like, it's so detailed. We got upgrades, enhancements. We got a roadmap, which is like up to like 5 years, which is insane. So I like how they're thinking ahead. It's just that with the demo being kind of robotic and kind of a letdown, to be honest. It's kind of lacking. It's kind of like, it has that feel of like, oh, are they just like all talk and then they don't have much to show for it? But well, we'll have to see. Beta for Genesis characters are in January 10th, and I think open beta for like other characters is January 23rd. So we'll just have to see if they execute or not, which is also contradicted, or it's like you can wait until it happens to see if the gameplay is good or not. But their NFT sale is happening on the 6th, where if it doesn't sell out, they'll also continue it on the 12th. So I have a feeling that even if it sells out, they'll probably sell even more heroes on the 12th just because there's like high demand, right? So we'll have to see. Maybe I'll personally snag some heroes, and then if it's good, then I'll snag some more after it launches ASAP. Alright, so let's get into the analysis. First one is, do they have solid gameplay? So something that's fun, addictive, unique, global friendly, and something that you just play without earning. And whether it has like a nostalgic feeling, right? So in terms of difficulty, it is extremely complex. Probably the most complex NFT game I've seen, so that could be for the better, right? It seems that it's very time intensive. However, in interviews, they stated that it only takes like an hour or two, or probably more if you want to be on the council system and if you want to be more integrated with the game with professions and stuff. But for actual exploring the planets, it's like an hour, to maybe PvP might take a little bit more time. So all these combined, it will be very time intensive. And you have a bunch of things you can get with NFTs, like armor, weapons, gadgets, pets, spaceships, land, clan wars, and then you have to take into account other things like the environment too. So if your NFT does really well with water, and then there's like a ops environment, like no idea, maybe thunder or something that might do well, or maybe your character does well with fire, so then you go into like a wood environment, which will do better. So it's very complex. And this seems the goal is that it'll try to be like a massive sci-fi MMORPG with lots of people. However, as you can see in the white paper, the economic loop, roadmap and stuff, there seems to be a lot of promise. However, they released a demo that was like kind of lackluster, so we'll see if they'll be able to pull it off. So we'll have to see the gameplay, right? So, which gameplay? Is it fun? We just talked about that, where it looks fun, full of professions. It's very PvP oriented. You get to explore PvE, explore the different planets. I think there's 3 types, right? You get to catch pets, defeat bosses, but it's just the most kind of very lackluster. You guys can try it and let me know how it goes. Artwork is very unique, has like a space dystopian vibe with very distinguishable characters in the trailer and all the artwork. And there seems to be a very interesting potential storyline too, which I like that a lot. So it seems that the team is all for creating it. However, I think they should also try to involve the community a little bit more in creating that, which will help build that identity. For the play loop itself, there seems to be a lot of time just upgrading your characters and doing other things mentioned above, like mostly exploring, beating bosses. And there's also PvP tournaments for a competitive person, controlling land to farm those resources. So building those guilds and clans will be very useful. Then working in the council for people who like that kind of stuff with reputation, etc. So there's just so much stuff, and maybe once we release beta, they'll be able to clarify the play loop, as there's so much stuff. For familiarity, I think this game reminds me of City of Heroes Villains, which was played like 15 years ago. So pretty interesting. Hopefully they have like the villains aspect too, that make it a lot more interesting. And it's just very unique compared to other NFT games. So we'll see how they execute. Alright, next one, they have a great team, a team that's very transparent, has a lot of game experience and very communicative. So in terms of experience, it's very good. They have like more than 10 years of experience in gaming with a very stacked team. They have tons of experience in terms of gaming development, marketing. However, for community building, it's kind of lacking. It's mostly riding off of hyped. So maybe if they bring in a lot of community builders, or they bring in communities from those big influencers and other games, those that have really great passionate communities, they integrate them into this game, then that'll be really good. For interviews and ABAs, it's very amazing. They have a lot of transparent YouTube videos of them mostly hyping the video game. However, they also go into depth about their thought process, their long-term vision, and stuff like that. So highly recommend checking them out. For transparency, they're all very clear. They're all shown publicly, and they love the limelight. They love talking to people. They love talking to media. So all very good signs. So for investors and partners, their investors are excellent. So they have big boys like Anamaka, Alameda Research, OKX. They have the other ones too, like Everse, GD10, Magnus Capital, and they have lots of influencers like Alex Becker, Elo Trades, Mr. Beast, Jake Paul, etc. So all these people tend to be very active too, and they shield the Sidus project a lot, which is a very good sign. For partnerships, they have a bunch of people: Polygon, Blocktopia Network, Merit Circle, like those guilds, and just like a bunch of people. So in terms of investors and partners, they really got this down, and those investors and partners showed them a lot, so very good sign. Alright, so do they have a strong community emphasis? So for team emphasis, it's decent. They have really amazing moderators that answer questions really fast in Discord and frequent AMAs. However, I think they need more actual community interaction between members, not just the team, right? So whether that be minigames, streams, off-topic channels where people can discuss other games and anything else that's going on throughout their day, content creator communities from other influencers, just anything to really develop a unique identity, like nicknames, Discord stickers, because it's all very lacking. And probably community lore building too about the game, and council members too, not just from whales. So there's a bunch of things that can be improved on this. For patch and identity, as mentioned before, it's lacking. There's just not a strong community. So hopefully it's built once the beta is released. And right now the interactions are mostly question and answer style between moderators and investors in the chats. So we'll see how that goes. For creator rewards, they're okay. I think the bigger creators are incentivized, but I don't know about the smaller creators, so hopefully they do that too, like a referral system or rewards for creating content or something. So maybe once the council feature is released, later they can incorporate that. For giveaways, they're great at that. They have airdrops of NFTs to Genesis holders, of early supporters, and frequent token giveaways. For meeting frequency, they're not really meeting with the community, but they do have frequent AMAs and ultra responsive moderators. It's just that having that weekly meeting with the community will just really help them build a stronger relationship with the community. So I think they can do that. All right, for long-term oriented, do they have like a plan longer than 1 year? For sure, they have the roadmap that's like 5 years plus. They have their team staking for Sidus, I believe, for more than 4 years. So really good. They have metaverse expansions, new game modes, a council system, and a launch pad for other games. So I believe the top players get access and allocation to this launch pad. So that'll be very lucrative opportunity. And they said they're going to expand to Binance soon, but let's see if they keep that promise. However, I prefer them to go into other chains too, like Solana and Polygon. That'd be great. For investors and partners, they're very good. They're backed by big groups like Alameda and Anamaka, who tend to go for games that have great long-term potential, and they have bigger collabs with games like Network and Blocktopia, who can potentially become blue chips in gaming. Next off, do they have a great tokenomics? So for community rewards, for Sidus, it's excellent. It's around 50%, and Senate, it's around 35%. So really good at that. For distribution, I don't know what I just said. For distribution, for Sidus, it is very solid. There's no big outlier. But for Sidus, which is for the council, it's a little sus, right? I think there's, just from the initial tokenomics, there's 48.5% allocated to the whales, which is the team, private public partners, not to mention maybe they might buy more tokens from the open market, or maybe there are even more private investors in the other 51%, so they can easily overtake Sidus and they could just make decisions that benefit the whales. And even though there's a voting system, if they are still in the majority of power, they're still going to control it. So we'll see how that goes. It's just something that we just have to take into account. Vesting periods, it's mixed. It's amazing with the 4-year team unlock of Sidus. However, for the launch pads, it's finished in less than 10 months, which is not ideal. Ideally, it's like 1 year more, or like 1.5 years, 2 years. And then other big members like the private and stuff, they're not mentioned. I'm assuming it's like 13 months since the moderator says like their unlocking starts in March. So the long term is kind of questionable on those. Next off, we got sinks and staking. So they have a bunch of them. We got buying heroes, PvP fees, loot boxes, resources, weapons, armor, spaceships, licenses, planets, professions. There's just so much, right? However, the question arises, is it too much? Are they biting off more than they can chew? So we'll just have to see how everything plays once they actually release the game. Alright, for social media presence, they are very good at this. Their engagement is amazing from their websites, from their Twitter, YouTube. You can easily find them on Google. Then let me edit that out real quick. And then they have a great consistent email newsletter. Let me take this out. Okay, then they're on various crypto pages like CoinMarketCap, Telegram, and their Discord. They have frequent chatting, even though their community is not strong, but it's still frequent, so we'll have to still give it to them as amazing. And then for decent, their official YouTube has like a few videos, but I just want to see more frequent videos, maybe for weekly updates in the game, they can create those. Then for Medium, it's decent too. They have like 1 or 2 per week, but ideally like at least 3 per week. For Reddit, it's to post announcements, but there's no engagement. For TikTok, they have like 3+ weekly. However, ideally they have like at least like 1 or 2 daily. And they just started Instagram, so we'll put that as decent. For week, there's no social media kit for influencers, and there's no Facebook, so they need to create those. And I think they need to create more unique memes to spread viral and Discord stickers to just really create that unique identity, right? Right, let's head off to the next one. So, do they have clear earning methods in all time frames? For the short term, you have high quality and low quantity method with PvP, completing those tournaments, and also PvE, like exploring those planets, conquering, beating monsters, collecting pets, and etc. And then as you do more of these, you also get the ecosystem fund rewards, which I believe is for like 48 years. Then if you held onto your Genesis heroes, you can also flip them, or maybe if they really limit the supply of the rare heroes, you can also flip them too, maybe even the common ones. But I have a feeling that they're going to release more and more sales if there's more demand. For medium term, you can also do the high quantity, low quality method by renting out your heroes, which is also cool. There's also professions in the game like extractors and scientists and etc. So you can also sell your services to other players, which is super cool. They're really integrating everyone, and those professions also get funds from the ecosystem too. There's also clan wars for competitive territories where you can farm resources. You can also flip skins you get. And there's also planets, which are in the 3 categories: unexplored, explored, and colonized, where there's a time limit to search for them. And if you encounter a planet that doesn't have that many resources, for example, if it's like an ocean with not enough land and ore, trees, then it's not good. But if there are those things, then that could be good to explore and to colonize as a clan, as colonizing takes a lot of resources. For the long term, they have liquidity providing decent APY. It's around like 60% per year if you stake it for 1 whole year. There's also tournaments you can do. And then for lands, there's like neutral, competitive, private land plots. So if you win PvP, you'll be able to get these lands to farm. There's also manufacturing and renting on these lands. And then they have a unique council system where you can vote in people. I think legendary costs like around like 15k right now. And then you'll be able to be one of the super higher ups. Then you have your epic heroes, which is around 1400 per character. And you can be like the higher officials, and then you have the common people, which is around like $70 for those characters. So it'll be very interesting to see if these council members are corrupt or not, and then we can just vote them out. But we'll see. And they also have a Sidus Launchpad, which I believe can be very successful since they have so many connections. So, and they're also giving that out to the top players. So that'd be very cool. For the needs, I think there needs to be more specific content creator rewards. So maybe these content creators can create guides for paths people can take with the different professions, different clan wars. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the council creates like a content creator reward fund. Alright, next question. How secure is the game? So this is kind of a red flag. They don't have an audit right now. They said it's going to be announced, but it's so close to the game launch. They should have it done already, to be honest. Then for chat room cleanliness, it's very clean with little trolls, so good sign. Hack and Promise 3, there's none yet. So they're browser based and there's bigger potential of them being hacked. So if and when they get hacked, we'll see how they handle it. In conclusion, for the bull case, I think this is easily a top 10, maybe even a top 5 game if executed well, especially with their accessible reach and adaptability being browser based, and the team is just super special. They're very innovative, they're great dream thinkers, and they can inspire a lot of people in their vision. They have so much experience in game development and marketing. They also have very transparent interviews, and they have lightning quick moderator responses, so they're super amazing. And then we have a lot of potential players which will trust their execution since they have so much experience and they've just been so inspiring to many people. Furthermore, the team loves the limelight, they love being in interviews, and they're very ambitious, as shown through their very in-depth, extraordinary white papers, and then they have the best people backing them up, like Animalka, Alameda, the best influencers like Alex Becker, Illustrate, so they have the best partnerships. And then the best games too, like Network, Blocktopia. So there's just a bunch of people wanting to collab with the best, so that's a really good sign. So their social media game is also insane. They have the craziest high quality trailers, frequent posts across almost all mediums, and they're just super good. And then you can tell that the team has a very long-term outlook due to their 4-year vesting of the Sidus token. And they have a bunch of other unique features like autos, professions, the council system to integrate the community. So I think a lot of people will be watching them, as if they execute it right, they could become the standard for future game DAOs. So very hyped to see how this turns out, to be honest. Alright, for a bear case, let's be honest, they have a lot of hype, but they have little to show for it. The demo is very robotic, it's very clunky, and if this is how the actual game will be kind of similar to this, then it's probably not going to survive long term. So the question rises, are they biting off more they can chew, right? Their ecosystem on paper, it's very in-depth and intriguing, but executing it, it's like a whole different thing, especially being browser-based, which can be limitless, but can also be limiting due to it's being limited by the browser rights. And then they also could be hacker prone, and this is combined with them not having audits, so that's like another major red flag, right? The biggest red flag would be a passionate community is just lacking, right? You can tell in the Discord, it's just a Q&A style between moderators and members. So to improve this, they need weekly community meetings, maybe like YouTube live updates every 2 weeks or something through streams, also on Twitch, fun events, and all the other jazz like community lore making, sticker contests, just anything to integrate the community with the team. So it's like a symbiotic relationship, not like a team just tells the community what to do, etc. So this is also another red flag with the Sidus in control by mostly the whales up front, and then combined with that, this isn't even saying that like the whales could also like buy the public tokens too for cheap, so really crazy stuff. Furthermore, the insane Ethereum gas fees will deter a lot of people who aren't whales from joining. So I think gas fees are like what, like $80 right now, while there's not much volume. Imagine it'll be like $150 when there's a lot of people playing. So this is even more than one common character, which is insane. So hopefully they branch off into cheaper chains like BSC as they promise. So we'll see if they keep that promise or not. Solana, Polygon, preferably Solana, as I think That's going to be where most of the hype is coming in the future, maybe a little avalanche too. So, in summary, the beta is coming out to the public at the end of January, so we'll just have to wait to see if they follow through their promises, whether they live up close to their hype or not, since there's so much hype right now. Alright, so for important dates, the token generation event is December 15th, 2021. So bearish dates to buy when private sale unlocks around the March 15th, 2022. And then they'll end, was that like 18 months later? Then there's team unlock 4 years later, so we won't have to worry about that for a long time. And then every month, so around January 15th, that'll be the next monthly unlock for Launchpad, so you guys could get in on a dip then. So I think the team strategically put the sale right before with the so they can increase the token's price, so that's very smart of them. Then for all the other people, like partners and advisors, it starts March 15th, 2022, so maybe that'll be for another 10 months. Let me fix that real quick. Alright, for bullish ones to sell, there's that hero pre-sale on the 6th and public sale for the 12th, so maybe the token booms before then, you can probably sell it, and then maybe after the 15th you can swoop it up again. And then for the Genesis beta launch, it's around the 10th, and public launch around the 23rd, so maybe the token booms around the 23rd. Then for influencer shoutouts, maybe Alex Becker, other trades, Mr. Beast shouts them out or something. I believe there was like a 30% pump the last time Alex Becker and other trades pumped at the same time. And maybe there probably will be a bunch of partnership announcements from investment firms, other games, they collab, and etc. Not tech. Lamau. Okay. So, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like, comment what you think of Sidus Heroes, what you think of their potential, any other games you want me to research, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. Referral codes and MetaMask address is in the caption if you want to donate to support the channel further. Lastly, these videos are for entertainment purposes and are not recommendations, as I'm not a licensed professional. You win in crypto by surviving long-term and collecting blue chips early, potentially Sidus Heroes, right? And through limiting excessive leverage, less liquidations, and through protecting your capital. So the name of the game crypto is to survive long-term, to collect these blue chips early, to just hodl them, and then you can do other fancy techniques like taking a loan against your blue chips, and then you can just speculate on those other assets. Lastly, the best investments are the ones where you have the greatest conviction in through doing your own research, not blindly following people on YouTube or Twitter, as by the time you hear them on social media, it's probably too late. Furthermore, the best play isn't some token, it's through contributing your unique personality and skill set to also community's needs. Please don't play the sucker's game of just hopping on game to game to game to game, just constantly chasing, right? Find or even create a community, and then with that, you contribute your own unique personality and skill sets, and from there, you'll always be able to provide value and you'll get the most gains. These are the 100, 200, 500x gains plays versus everyone else who's trying to get their ROI in like 2 to 4 weeks, right? So, thank you guys for watching, and talk to y'all next time.